Is that it on? That's fine. Well, a very good morning, everyone. I'd like to give everyone a very warm welcome to Aberdeenshire Licensing Board. It's Wednesday, the 23rd of June, 2021. A few things I would like to read out. Please note that the board meeting is being recorded and will be recorded and published online for public viewing after the meeting. Can members activate their cameras wherever possible to enable you to join by video? I'm quite happy that be at your own discretion. And that all attendees mute their microphones when not speaking, please. Please do not come in during items unless I invite you to do so. Can I confirm that all members have been able to access the papers for today's meeting in advance?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you. If members wish to speak at any point, please notify me via the instant message function in the Skype meeting invite, or if you have dialed into the meeting, indicate by stating your name and the item you wish to speak on, and I will bring you in at an appropriate time. If any members lose connection or have any technical issues during the meeting, please contact the Deputy Clerk by Skype instant message if possible. Support will be available from, I think it's Jason Simpson ICT, during the meeting if required. So that is that one. So number one, any apologies? I believe we've got 2 apologies for absence.
Thank you. We have apologies from Mr. Reynolds and Mrs. Sterling, and we also have apologies from Trevor Lackey, Licensing Standards Officer. Thank you.
That's fine, thank you very much. Number 2 is declaration of interest. Has anyone got any interest they wish to declare? Anybody?
Yes, if I may.
Mr. Argyle?
Yes, I did put an I in the box. You probably didn't. Maybe didn't spot it.
Okay.
Just in relation to item 9, convener, just to say that I have a connection with the application premises, so Learning Arms, and so I use the takeaway from time to time. But having applied the objective test, I don't think this is a significant issue, and I will take part in the item.
Yeah, okay. So basically, let's go through the surdent first of all. Bring that in as well. So, Jill, could we go through the people, confirm whether they're here or not? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, please confirm you're present when your name is read out. Mr. Peter Argyle?
I'm here. Good morning.
Mr. Stephen Calder?
Present.
Mrs. Marion Ewenson?
Present.
Mr. Alastair Forsyth?
Present.
Miss Victoria Harper?
I'm present.
Mr. Jeff Hutchison?
Yes, I'm present.
Okay, as I said, we've got apologies from Mr. Glenn Reynolds and Mrs. Anne Sterling. Mr. Brian Topping?
Here.
Mr. Lee Wilson?
Good morning, I'm here.
Keith Simpson, Senior Licensing Standard Officer?
Yes, morning, I'm here.
Lisa Godini, Licensing Standard Officer?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, as I said, apologies from Trevor Lackey, Licensing Standards Officer. Sarah Ward, Licensing Standards Officer.
Yes, I'm here.
Sergeant Jill Flett from Police Scotland.
Present.
Fiona Stewart, Deputy Clerk.
Present.
And I think that's all the attendees, and myself, I'm Jill Jawson, the Deputy Clerk as well.
That's fine, thank you. Now, number 2, we've actually done that's declaration of members' interest. We have one from Mr. Peter Argyle. We've now got somebody wishes to comment. I'm not sure, I can't see the name. Jill, is it Jill?
Sure, yeah, that was just myself in relation to taking this evidence.
Okay, that's fine.
If we just want to confirm the declaration of, sorry, yep, Councillor Argyle, declaration of interest.
Okay, that's fine. So now move on to item 3, resolution for equalities. Do you agree the resolution of equalities? If you please open your microphones and state if you agree.
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 Agreed.
Okay, and if you do not agree, state now. So everyone's agreed to that, so thank you very much indeed. Move on now, board members, to item 4, approve the minutes of the previous meeting. And just before we do, could I say a big thank you to all the board members and officers, in particular to Marion Ewenson, who convened the meeting in my absence. As you know, I was seriously ill in hospital. So thanks to all the board members and officers, as a special thanks to Marion for chairing the meeting. I believe convening the meeting went exceptionally well. So thanks. I'd like that minuted, please. So someone like to move approval of the minutes? A correct record?
Happy to do that, convener.
So we all
Happy to second, convener.
Yes. So is everyone agreed?
Agreed.
That's
Agreed.
fine. So the minutes are approved. Thank you very much. That was for the last meeting on the 21st of April. Number 5, application for premises licence non-contentious. The first one, we'll consider each one in turn. Can I ask Jill to give us an update on the first one, Matheson's Brewery?
Yes, thank you. This is a application for a premises licence, and there were representations from Police Scotland and the Licensing Standard Officer which have been resolved. There's a number of local conditions and specific conditions recommended to be attached to the licence, and it's also recommended that this application is granted in principle, subject to the receipt of the certificate of confirmation relating to the display of site notice at the premises.
That's fine. Thank you very much for that. So we're happy to agree that then with these conditions.
Agreed.
Thank you. Number 2 is the GCHQ Strathdon. Are we happy to agree the application?
Agreed.
Agreed. Thank you. I take it, if you don't comment, that you agree. Number 3 on the list is Aberdeenshire Larder. This is a provisional premises licence. Is that agreed? I take silence as the fact that you agree. Number 4, this is Cooperative Strawberry Field. This one has been deferred, as you can see, to the August board meeting at the request of the applicant. That was on the 18th of June. So that will be deferred to the next meeting. The number 5 is Taste, and there's been some changes to recommendation conditions in the report. And perhaps I can ask Jill if she would like to tell us about them, please.
Thank you very much. I'll just, there has been one change to the the conditions 8 and 9. I'm just sharing my screen. Can members see my screen there?
Yes.
So I thought it was probably easiest just to share this. The updated condition is in red, and it's just giving more information and more details in relation to the street cafe consent. And this has been agreed between all parties, and everything else is the same. Just be looking for members to approve the application. Thank you.
Okay, is everyone happy to approve? I'll take silence.
Could I comment, please?
Yes, Marion Ewenson.
Yeah, sorry, Jill, I'm just reading what you've got there on the screen. Oh, there are barriers around the tables and chairs. Sorry, I was struggling to read it. I see it now. I was just worried that there were chairs and tables out in the street without a defined area, but it does look like that's part of it.
Chair, this is Fiona Stewart, Deputy Clerk. These are new conditions. We've done some work with our transportation colleagues who issue the street cafe consents to make sure that there is consistency in advice given out between licensing and transport, and that the conditions that are issued in the street cafe consents are consistent with the conditions that we are now attaching to the liquor licences, and this is to ensure that no alcohol can be sold unless the appropriate street cafe consents are in place. So the services are working together. The LSOs did a lot of work, and these are new conditions that we are looking to attach to licences regularly moving forward. So they do include barriers. They do relate to the sale sale of food, to ensure that nobody is just sitting outside drinking. It has to relate to eating, and it's an ancillary to have alcohol. The eating is the primary purpose. So those are the reasons for these new consents, new conditions coming forward. So you may see them in future reports to the board, as we'll be applying them to all relevant outside areas moving forward. So that's just some background information to these new conditions.
Thank you.
That's useful.
Thank you, Ms Ewenson. That's good, and it's good to see all the various officers, including Rhodes, working together. So that's fine. Now, the last one for consideration is number 6, and that is the Twisted Sister. Again, quite straightforward. We're happy to agree. Approve. I take silence as the fact that we do. So if we're quite happy, board members, move on to item 6. This is applications for major variations, and again, non-contentious. The first one is the Balaclava Bar in Fraserburgh. Are we happy to agree this one? I take silence as the fact that we do agree. Number 2 is Home Bargains in Peterhead. Again, are we happy to agree, approve? Silence means I take it that you do unless you speak out, so that's item 6 out the way. Now we move on to item 7, members. This is application for a personal licence hearing for Adele Robertson. Can the Deputy Clerk please ensure any member who has declared it... Oh no, that's okay for this one. Right. Can I just check the people are here? Just 2 seconds. Right. Please note that the board meeting will be recorded and published online for public viewing after the meeting, so we are being recorded at the moment. I will now ask the Deputy Clerk to confirm the procedure for the hearing. Deputy Clerk, please.
Thank you. This application is for a personal licence for Adele Robertson, and it's before members because a notice has been lodged by the Chief Constable advising that the applicant has been convicted of a relevant offence. It should be noted that the Chief Constable has not made a recommendation in the notice that he considered it necessary for the purposes of any licensing objectives that the application be refused. The procedure to be followed is attached at Appendix 4 to the report, and members will hear from the applicant Adele Robertson, who understands in the meeting, and Sergeant Flett on behalf of the Chief Constable. Thank you.
That's fine. Thank you very much, Deputy Clerk. Can I please confirm Adele Robertson is actually present? I understand that you are. Adele, are you with us?
Yes.
That is fine. Can I please confirm that Sergeant Jill Flett is present?
Yes, present.
That's fine. Thank you. Are you satisfied that you have received all the relevant information, and do you feel able to participate in the determination of the application?
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes,
thank you.
Sergeant.
That's fine. Thank you. In line with the guidance you have received in the public meeting protocol for licensing board hearings, please can you mute your microphone when not speaking, please? If your phone permits this. Please do not speak unless I invite you to do so, and please do not interrupt the other speakers. If you do, you may be removed from the meeting. I'm sure that won't be necessary. But anyway, once you have been asked to make your concluding remarks, you are not entitled to speak again, unless to answer a question from a board member. Once the board has made its decision, you will be asked to leave the meeting. If the board requires to adjourn to deliberate the application, the recording of the meeting will be paused and the board will retire to a separate online meeting room. Please waiting in the main meeting room until the board members return, and I will resume the meeting and the recording. At that point, the recording will be restarted. Deputy Clerk, can you please ensure that all microphones are muted, please?
Thank you.
That's fine. So could I please invite the applicant to put forward her comments, please?
Hello?
Yes, hello. The floor is all yours if you want to speak to your application, please.
Okay, so I need the personal license due to a promotion at my job. I didn't declare the charge because I thought it was already spent, because I thought it had been 5 years, because it's just under the 5 years. And if you look at the charge, you can see that it was a drunken mistake and a night out a long time ago. And yeah, it's just because of the promotion at my work that we now require as managers. Before we were just managers of departments, and now I'm a manager of a supermarket chain. So opening and closing the store. So it means that I require a personal license to continue in the role that I've been promoted to.
That's fine. Anything else you'd like to tell us?
No, I don't think so.
No, so you're quite satisfied you've had the opportunity. That is fine. Thank you very much for that. That's fine. A good explanation. And next one, I'd like to invite Sergeant Jill Flett to speak to her representation, please.
Yes, thank you. No need for me to read it out. Members can see for themselves in the letter the offence that the applicant was found guilty of and the circumstances. And as the advisor has said, we make no recommendation, probably due to the passage of time. Thank you.
That's fine. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to bring in back Adele, the applicant. Is there anything you want to say to anything the inspector has mentioned?
No comment.
No comment. That's fine. Thank you. Right. Can I ask if the board members have any questions for the applicant? I see there's a thing on this side. You're right. We've got Marion Ewenson, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Just a question for Adele. Have you worked for a long time for Morrison's?
Yes, I've worked for Morrison's for 6 years now.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
That's fine. Next on my list, I find it hard to see it.
It's Alastair Forsyth.
Yes, Mr. Forsyth, in you come, please.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Adele, I'm Alastair Forsyth, one of the board members. Is this promotion dependent on your, absolutely dependent on your licence being granted today? Thank you.
Yes, that's correct. So the promotion had been put forward, but if my licence wasn't granted, then I would obviously need to step down to another role within the store, if there was a role available for me.
Thank you, Adele. That's very, very useful. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from board members? If not, first of all, invite the parties to sum up. First of all, I'd like to ask Inspector Jill Flett. Any summing
no,
up
all
remarks?
said, thank you.
All said,
no, thank
you. That's fine. Thank you very much, Inspector. And also, I should say Sergeant, sorry. And could I please ask Adele, is any summing up remarks or any comments you wish to add?
No, thank you.
No, that is fine. Thank you very much indeed.
Chair, sorry, can I just say also the board members are entitled to ask questions of the police as well?
Oh yes, sorry.
If there was any question.
Yeah, sorry, my apologies. Any board members have any questions for the police? If not, thank you very much. Okay, I just ensure that everyone that's spoken just now, the microphones are switched off. Can I please ask the board members if you require any legal advice from the clerk?
No legal advice required from me, thank you, sir.
No, thank you. No.
Okay, that's fine, thank you. And can I please ask the board if they wish to retire to deliberate? Just to let everyone know, all decisions must be taken in public with the parties present at the hearing who are in attendance. So we're happy just to continue.
Happy to continue.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Right, we'd like to deliberate, ask the board if they have anything you want to discuss, debate on the information we've heard. Okay, there doesn't appear to be. I think it seems quite straightforward. Can the convener confirm that the members have had sufficient evidence in which to make their decision?
Sufficient evidence, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, thank you very much. Right, and also the board members, please confirm that you've received sufficient evidence in which to make your decision. Yes, yes, thank you. So if the board determines that it's, well, yes, it has. So I'd like to call for a motion then, if there's no discussion. Call for a motion. Someone like to move a motion?
You have one.
On the board, Chair.
Yes, yes. Jeff Hutchison, please.
Thank you, Convener. No, I think we've heard everything we need to hear today. I'm more than happy to move to grant this application.
Yes, and we've got a seconder, quite a lot of seconders. Victoria Harper, you wish to second?
Yes, I'm happy to second this application.
That's fine. Quite a few people dashing into second, so that is fine. I've obviously got to call for any amendments to this. Any amendments?
No amendment.
No, speak now if there is one. So there's not. So I'd like to confirm that the board has made a decision. Just to check that it's been a unanimous decision, I'll please ask the Deputy Clerk to have a roll call, please.
Thank you very much. I'll do a roll call, and if members could just advise they agree. Mr. Topping?
Agree.
Mr. Argyle?
Agreed.
Mr. Cllr?
Agree.
Mrs. Ewenson?
Agreed.
Mr. Forsyth?
Agreed.
Mrs. Harper?
Agreed.
Mr. Hutchison?
Agreed.
And Mr. Wilson?
Agreed.
Thank you very much. I confirm it's a unanimous decision to grant the personal licence for Adele Robertson. Thank you very much.
That's fine. Thank you very much indeed. So we've now confirmed the decision, a unanimous decision. So thank you everyone for that. Can I please confirm that this meeting is now concluded? Thank you for your interest in this business. I will now ask you to leave the meeting. The Deputy Clerk will confirm this position before we progress to the next item on the agenda.
Thank you. If we could just pause and we'll think Ms. Robertson's just left the meeting and we'll get the parties ready for the next hearing.
Yeah. Pause the recording when the licence holder is admitted. So Daniel Cleven.
Mr. Cleven, can I check, are you in the call? I'm just checking because we have some guests in. Doesn't look like he is, so we'll just try and call him into the meeting.
That's fine.
We've paused recordings. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Cleven. You're now in the licensing board meeting. I'll pass you to the chair.
Thank you. Can we start the record? Thank you, Fiona. So 20 past, we're back. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
You managed to get a cuppa?
No,
Not
got other
yet.
things to do. Chair, I'm just waiting to see if Mrs. Smith comes back into the meeting because she left when we took the break. If not, we'll bring her back in before we restart.
Okay. Are you there, Marion? Are you back?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. I was aware, obviously, that the license board doesn't allow summing up, but the fact that you raised it in the sidebar, the conversation, I didn't want you to think that I had ignored your
No,
comment.
it's okay. Jill went over it because I just thought we were moving and I wasn't sure whether we really had all the detail of the motion, but Jill was then, she started going over it and I thought that's what we were wanting to hear, so that's fine.
That's fine. Thank you.
It is perhaps something that could be looked at, though, because comments are made, and one doesn't get necessarily the chance to respond to some of the comments that have been made when moving or seconding.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying for now, but maybe we could ask officers to have a look at whether that's something that could be considered.
Of course, that is correct, but I think on the other hand, you could also take into account the fact that people have been allowed in. I think during the debate, I think Peter, for example, Alastair have come in a couple of times after someone's spoken, so I think there's certainly been that opportunity, but I mean, again, I'm quite happy the officers take that away to see if that should be done, but I know it's certainly not been done in the years I've been on the board. It doesn't mean to say it shouldn't happen, but...
Hello, can I just...
My plea was that it's something that could be looked at, nothing more.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind that the people who come to make representations get the right to sum up.
Hello, can I just confirm that the person that's appeared as guest in the meeting is Mrs. Smith? Is that Mrs. Smith?
No, it's Mr. Innes is one for the
Are you intending to stay to hear the rest of the board? You don't have to. Your application's been dealt with.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, now, bye. We'll see if we can get Mrs. Smith back in, Chair.
Okay. And after that, we'll start the recording when we're ready. That was quite nice to hear there's someone wanting to stay and listen to the rest of the board. So you're doing this one, Keith?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Hello, can I just confirm that the person in as guest that has appeared is Mrs. Smith? Mrs. Smith, are you with us? Hello? Hello? Oh, we're going to have to retry again if you just bear with us, Chair.
Okay.
Hi, yep, I am here.
Ah, thank you. So we have Mrs. Smith, so we are ready to resume, Chair. Thank you, Mrs. Smith.
Thank you. Right, could we please start